So yesterday was indictment day out there in Arizona, and I saw a whole bunch of you out there in the social media sphere celebrating. Some of y'all had champagne, some of y'all had wine, some of y'all was cutting a rug, honey. For those of you who do not know, 18 of Donald Trump's co-conspirators were indicted in Arizona yesterday for election interference. I apologize, honey. If you hear that noise in the background, I am doing laundry, unlike our British black sister from across the pond who is trying to antagonize black people with that mountain of dirty laundry behind her that needs to be taken care of. Yeah, we don't roll like that over here. So if you hear that noise in the background, that is the washing machine. I am doing laundry because my office is right next to the laundry room. Like I said in my first video this morning, our black ancestors over here taught us that cleanliness is next to godliness. We don't do mountains of dirty laundry over here. But let me cross back over into the lane of facts and politics and get out of the lane of pettiness. 18 of Donald Trump's co-conspirators were indicted on yesterday, and surprisingly, based on the documents that I'm seeing, Donald Trump wasn't one of those. However, there was some additional people who were indicted, but they were blacked out, and I believe Donald Trump may be one of those people. Now, according to the indictment documents, this is the list of individuals who have been indicted, and these blocked out down at the bottom are unindicted co-conspirators. The names that have not been redacted are Kelly Ward, Tyler Bowyer, Nancy Cottle, Jacob Hoffman, Anthony Kern, James Lehman, Robert Montgomery, Samuel Moorhead, Lorraine Pellegrino, Gregory Safstein, and Michael Ward. The unindicted co-conspirators, who I believe are the blacked out, redacted names on the document, are supposedly these individuals right here. And how do we know that? Because when you get into the indictment documents or the charging documents, yeah, they get into a section where it goes into talking about what these redacted individuals did as a part of this scheme. And the truth is, they basically put on camera them committing the crime. And then they took that video and posted it to social media. Here's the video.
Get the votes of the 2020 electors from Arizona, with the undersigned being the duly elected and qualified electors for the President and Vice President of the United States of America from the state of Arizona, do hereby certify the following. A, that we convened and organized in the city of Phoenix, county of Maricopa, state of Arizona at 12 noon on the 14th day of December 2020 to perform the duties enjoined upon us. B, that being so assembled and duly organized, we proceeded to vote by ballot and balloted first for president and then for vice president by distinct ballots. And C, that the following are two distinct lists, one of all the votes for president and the other of all the votes for vice president, so cast as aforesaid. For president, Donald J. Trump of the state of Florida, number of votes 11. For Vice President, Michael R. Pence of the state of Indiana, number of votes 11.
Yes, honey. Yes. Thank you for being so soaked in your white privilege, for being soaked in your white entitlement, that you were stupid enough, arrogant enough to record yourself committing the crime, and then you posted it to social media. Here's what Christine Mays had to say about the indictment.
Hi, I'm Arizona Arizona Attorney General Chris Mays. Let me start by thanking everyone for your patience as we conducted a thorough and professional investigation over the past 13 months into the fake elector scheme in our state. I understand for some of you today didn't come fast enough, and I know I'll be criticized by others for conducting this investigation at all. But as I have stated before and will say here again today, I will not allow American democracy to be undermined. It's too important. The investigators and attorneys assigned to this case took the necessary time to thoroughly piece together the details of the events that began nearly 4 years ago. They followed the facts where they led, and I'm very proud of the work they've done to date. We're here because justice demands an answer to the efforts that the defendants and other unindicted co-conspirators allegedly took to undermine the will of Arizona's voters during the 2020 presidential election. Arizona's election was free and fair. The people of Arizona elected President Biden. Unwilling to accept this fact, the defendants charged by the state grand jury allegedly schemed to prevent the lawful transfer of the presidency. Whatever their reasoning was, the plot to violate the law must be answered for, and I was elected to uphold the law of this state. The scheme, had it succeeded, would have deprived Arizona's voters of their right to have their votes counted for their chosen president. It effectively would have made their right to vote meaningless.
Now, the rumor in the political streets is that the reason why it took them so long was because they were waiting for the Justice Department to step up to the plate to file charges and arrest these people. Merrick Garland never did. And I wholeheartedly believe that if the January 6th committee hadn't conducted those hearings and presented the mountain of evidence that they had regarding January 6th, if they wouldn't have presented that information to the American people, Merrick Garland wouldn't have appointed Jack Smith, and Jack Smith wouldn't have indicted Donald Trump. Merrick Garland would not have done a doggone thing. Merrick Garland, in my opinion, is a huge disappointment. Anywho, probably tomorrow I will come in and I will do a reading of the charging documents. That should be interesting. Y'all let me know your thoughts. Put it down below.